This is a video for volunteers to understand our new volunteering framework and the new teams-based approach. My name is Pete Jeffries and I'm a volunteer. I've been a Cub, Scout and Explorer leader, as well as a Deputy Group Scout leader and Acting District Commissioner. Locally, I'm a Deputy County Commissioner and a Transformation Lead. I'm also one of the volunteers leading on this work nationally, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you this overview of how we volunteer together. We'll cover three key areas: why we're changing how we volunteer together, what the new teams-based approach is, and what it means for volunteers like you and me. So, why are we changing how we volunteer? As part of our Skills for Life strategy, one of our key aims is to improve the volunteering experience at Scouts. Young people are at the heart of what we do. We want to provide excellent programs and help even more young people to gain skills for life. For this to happen really well, we need to make sure that it's a great experience for our volunteers who deliver these programs and support the young people. We want volunteers to feel valued and supported so that they love what they do and can stay volunteering with us for longer. We want to attract new volunteers and make sure that people inside and outside Scouts understand what we do. While we've worked well in our current way for many years, we know that we need to make some fundamental changes to how we volunteer together to make sure that we stay relevant and that volunteering is enjoyable for everyone. So, what's the new approach? We're moving to team-based volunteering, and there are some key principles that we followed to make volunteering with Scouts more flexible, clearer and easier. Everyone should have clear expectations about what their volunteering at Scouts means. The tasks are the responsibility of teams rather than relying on individual roles. These tasks are explained in each team description. Each team has a clear purpose, so they know what they're doing and how this is different to what other teams do. It's normal for people to volunteer flexibly, making sure that we help people to fit their volunteering around other commitments. Each team has a team description with clear team tasks, some for everyone to do and some which can be shared out. Each team will decide how to use these in a way that works best for them. Using the team descriptions along with other rules and guidance will help the team to work out for themselves how best to do things. We're changing our role titles. With an emphasis on being part of a team, roles will be simpler, clearer and more easily understood. Many volunteers will become team members and team leaders with clear tasks and responsibilities for everyone. This also makes sure that as volunteers, each of us can say how we want to be a volunteer to make sure it works for us and our lives. Of course, this doesn't change how section teams in particular might use different names, such as Arcala or the Beaver Leaders, or more informal terms that parents might know you by. Group Scout leaders, district and county commissioners will become lead volunteers. This brings us in line with other charitable and youth organisations and makes it easier for people outside of Scouts to understand us. They'll be able to share and delegate responsibilities with their teams more easily when the new digital systems are introduced through a system called accreditations. This is a way that specific tasks or responsibilities can be given to people. Some of these might involve permissions in our new digital tools, and others will be real-world responsibilities like activity assessor, safeguarding lead, or adult awards recipient. More information about how all of these work will be available from July 2023 to help you prepare for the transition to our new digital tools. Executive committee members will become trustees on a trustee board, and they'll focus more on governance. There'll also be a small number of additional volunteer roles such as chair, treasurer and youth lead. So, what does this mean for volunteers? For section teams, squirrels, beavers, cubs and scouts, the role titles and tasks will be clearer. A section team has team leaders, team members and young leaders. Explorer and Scout Network section teams have the same roles, just without young leaders. Section teams will share out tasks based on people's skills, interests and availability. We know that in many places this shared approach to leading a section will already be working really successfully, and these changes will build on those strengths. A group will be made up of each of the section teams, the group leadership team and the trustee board. The group leadership team is really important to leading the group. It's led by the lead volunteers, what we currently call Group Scout leaders, and each of the section team leaders. You can also have group leadership team members in the way that some groups already use an assistant or deputy Group Scout leader role. The trustee board will focus on governance and trustee matters. Support or operational matters will be done by other teams, for example in the group leadership team. Here's an example of what a group might look like. You can see each section team can have team leaders, team members and young leaders. Group leadership teams are led by group lead volunteers and involve each of the section team leaders. You can also have group leadership team members. The trustee board has all the roles that you'd expect, which are shown on the right hand side of the diagram. In districts and counties there are a few changes to the structure, and some which might have started on the transition already. The Explorer, Young Leader and Network sections are part of the 14 to 24 team. There's a leadership team, similar to the group structure, and a trustee board, which will focus on governance. There's a volunteering development team, who will make it easy for people to join and to learn new skills. They'll help attract and welcome new volunteers joining the district and group teams. They'll make sure that volunteers are well supported and that they help them with learning and help recognise and appreciate volunteers for their brilliant work. There's a support team who will help Scouts run smoothly. They'll open new sections, build support from the local community, look after property and equipment and make sure that things are running effectively. And there's the programme team, who will help sections to run great programmes for young people and help volunteers to get expert advice and support. Here's an example of what a district might look like. You can see that each team has team leaders and team members, and how the district leadership team and trustee boards are similar to the group example we saw a moment ago. Explorer, Young Leader and Scout Network section teams sit here within the district 14 to 24 team. They're managed by the 14 to 24 team leader in the way that the Explorer Scout Commissioner or Scout Network Commissioner would do today. And another example here of a district, this time with sub-teams and some of those that might be shared with other districts. There's some flexibility in how you set up your teams to make it work for your local area. As we saw earlier, there's some flexibility on the use of sub-teams or to share with nearby districts. Some Scout Active support units might become sub-teams depending on what their purpose is. Here you can see a hill walking sub-team within the programme team and a growth sub-team within the support team. There's flexibility within the framework to keep things nice and simple or to involve some more localised approaches. By talking to volunteers, you'll know what your local needs are, and then your structure and approach can work towards this. The structure of teams in a county is similar to that in a district. County teams will focus on specific areas best achieved at scale, for example, adventurous activities, coordinating networking between districts. We hope that you now know a bit more about why we're making the changes, what the new approach is, and what this means for volunteers. This video was an overview of our new approach, and you'll see more information coming out over the next few months. We know that lots of volunteers are really excited about these changes and are already starting to make great progress towards them. We also recognise that some of these changes might take a little longer to understand and put into action. We're all on this exciting journey of change together, and we're looking forward to an even more positive volunteering experience at Scouts. Thank you.